sometimes you just close it out, so if you don't want to move them, and you hardly ever use them, you just
Bring big broken ones.
and that's all. And that's what we're going to get, so we don't.
Stamped for me today.
4 years ago it broke.
All right, we'll call the meeting in order. Nate?
Present.
Rick? Here. John?
Here.
Kevin?
Here.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And you need a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Got a motion or a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public input, this time and place for discussion, this time and place for discussion items not already on the agenda with a time limit of 3 minutes each. Discussion and possible action in reference to well bid number 5, well number 5 bids.
All right. There's a summary of the bids, and there's bid tab in your package as well. This is just so easier to compare the bids we received. As I discussed the last meeting, this came in higher. We were looking through these. Travis and Brandon and I went through this pretty closely and feel that there's opportunity to save some money if we were to change some things up a little bit in the scope. We plan to rebid this with the same building, but the water main price came in pretty high. Travis is planning to put that in with city forces. Also the sanitary sewer, pretty short stretch, and it's really shallow. We're doing this out at the industrial park already, so felt that we could do that out here too and get the prices down quite a bit. Put the gravel on the roadway, and the topsoil is sitting out there. There's minimal grading, so after we get the building built, we can just apply the topsoil as well. Really narrow the scope down, so all the contractor has to do is just put the building in place and set the well pump and connect the piping that Travis is putting in place. So that should really reduce what we're looking at. We're also going to open this up to a few other providers for the controls integration, which that price seemed like it was a little bit higher than we expected. So after going through this, we feel if we do this, we can get back down to where we wanted to be. Just in case we don't quite reach that, we're going to bid a smaller building somewhere that we did out well 4 that doesn't have the storage on it as an alternate, and that gives us the opportunity to select either the building that we're looking for, or if we need to go to a smaller building with just the well building and chemical storage, we can do that as well. So we'll plan on putting this back together, but at this point we have to act on the bids that we did receive. We received 5 bids, or 6 bids, I'm sorry. The lowest for the ship general contracting at $977,900, and we were at $750 for the estimate. So recommending that we reject bids at this point, and the next item we'll discuss what we do after that.
I got a question.
Yes.
How come all the bids had traffic control in it?
We have to tear out the end of that street in order to hook into the sanitary sewer. So we have to put up some signage, and it's just an item to do that, to make sure that they indicate that there's road work ahead, close the street off so somebody doesn't drive into the area that we have a manhole dug out in order to tie into it.
But one of them was for 31, I believe, 3,100, and then one's for 2,500. So the city don't have their own signs we can just put up there?
Well, with us doing the sanitary sewer and putting the gravel down, they won't have to worry about that. It'll all be on a dead end at this point. So
when you bid it as a part of the project, you're stuck with whatever they, so if they do the work, they have to legally put the signage up. That's why if you look at this, it ranges from one of them $600, and the other ones are like 3,100, and that's where we were all sitting here looking at all this stuff, and it's like, it's just too much money.
I'll make a motion to reject all bids.
Got a motion or a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion and possible action in reference to rebidding well number 5 project.
So this would be to give direction for us to proceed with putting together the revised bid scope, which includes the Ordinance building, and put that back out for bids.
Motion to put it back out to bids per your recommendation.
Motion or a second? Any other question? Absolutely.
If you want a smaller shed, would that hurt you in any way? I mean, you want something for future expansion, or is that?
On the two different buildings.
Yeah.
Well, we're using the other one that was gonna be storage for all the water main stuff out there, so it'd stay clean and in one spot. That was the purpose, but it was also, we knew that if we had to do a different treatment out there, it was gonna get used for the treatment process, so they were just, I mean, it's 6 in one, half a dozen the other. We're gonna put this out and see what the prices come back and go from
I
there.
just didn't want you to cut yourself short.
Nah, I mean, it's,
The bid both ways, it's gonna be an alternate.
Discussion possible action in reference to approving downtown reinvestment grant.
This is for Indulgent Salon. They're replacing all the flooring inside. Total bid of the project is $9,706.91. Since it's an inside project, per the grant details, it's 50% versus 60 if it was exterior. So they're requesting $4,853.46. This has gone to historic preservation and they've approved it. So then they would, once it's awarded, they'd have to do the work by the end of the fiscal year and then turn in the receipts before it's paid. So this is just to allocate that money towards that project.
Motion?
Motion approved.
A motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearings, third and final reading of ordinance 03-2025, update to fireworks.
Motion to approve third reading.
A motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Nate?
Aye.
Rick?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Correspondence?
Nothing tonight.
City engineer report.
Travis gave all the details, but I think the industrial park street extension is going pretty well, and utilities in place, and the roadway most of the day, but we can go into more detail on that. That's really the only thing we have going on at this time.
Thanks, Dave.
Good work.
add to what Dave said, where we poured the curb last week on both sides. I want to thank Drake and Brian, they came out and helped us, give us a couple extra hands that we needed. We're virtually done out there, except for some signage and some riprap towards the end of the street. We're waiting for them to finish grading first to make it easier on them. So we're going to concentrate our efforts on the sports complex and then this well 5. There was a little mix-up with yard waste and pickup. We've been around, picked up a couple times. We saw today there's some more stragglers with some yard waste, so we're going to get out there and get that picked up. So if anybody says anything to you guys, we are working on it. We thought we had it, but we missed a few. That's it for right now.
How much did we think that was gonna cost us out there?
I can give you the numbers when we get everything. We're still waiting for numbers coming in on stuff we bought, so I'm hoping by next.
Before we started, did we have an idea how much?
110 is what we could recoup for TIF on the agreement.
And you're at 33,000 right now. That's remarkable. Good job. Nobody got anything for Travis?
Thank you.
First one,
Flag football and soccer in full swing. We'll have Halloween Town at the end of the month here, and then we will start basketball as well at the end of October for girls, and then boys will follow after Christmas. Other than that, we had a meeting at the sports complex today. It seems that stuff's starting to get up and going. I'm sure Brandon will cover more of that, but it's pretty exciting. That's about it.
anything for Graydon? Brandon?
Nothing further than
Police department.
Just went through our hiring process, got a few good applicants. We'll go through interviews and stuff coming up in the future, but hopefully we can fill open position that we have soon.
Anything for Jason? Ambulance.
I didn't hear from him today.
Fire chief.
I have nothing fire related.
City administrator.
extension was a big topic. Thanks to everybody involved with that, getting that finished up. Sports complex, as Drayton said, is underway. They're doing the final grading right now. We had a meeting out there today with YTT, the contractor, and the electrician. We're going to start putting in the little building there for all the controls. That's kind of the first step. As a part of the project, we have to pour the slab for that, and then pour the slab for the dugouts. The dugouts will come later for our meeting today. We're also going to get through soccer, and then we're going to close that street off because, again, we're going to have to take that chunk out of the road to do well 5. We'll put the storm sewer in, and then they're going to need a place for staging for the lime and the Shakopee dirt. So we'll close that off to traffic. We did that last year too, kept the people out of there for the winter. I know the residents there appreciated that. So we'll do that again. They're going to try to get as far as they can this construction season before they stop for the winter. So full speed ahead there. They touched on the well 5 doing that work in-house. They're going to start putting the water main. So basically the water main goes from the wellhead out to the new building. So I don't know how many feet that is, but it's quite a couple hundred yards, probably. About 400 feet. Yeah, 400 feet. So they'll be starting that as well. Christina and I attended the league conference last week in Des Moines. There was good stuff involved with that. Obviously, they're putting the priorities in place for property tax reform, so that'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. That's a direct reflection on our budget. Been working with Lynn County and the city attorney on municipal infraction for reference and nuisance on North Jackson Street. Hopefully get that finalized this week. And then Alliant gas project is pretty well complete. One thing they have to do yet is an ADA sidewalk at the intersection of Market and Jefferson. That's all I have tonight.
Say you're at the sports complex. I drove by there yesterday. How are we getting water from our property in that pond? Do you have any idea?
How what?
How are we getting the water? How is Steve saying the water's coming from our property to that pond?
I don't know. I talked to Steve. I told him that I want to go out there to see what he's looking at because I went out there, took pictures. There's no wash. There's no evidence of crops that grew with wet feet. You know, you'd see that. I pulled up the overheads from over the years, and there's clear definitions through the years of maps of where the crops had died. And like you could just tell where there should be like waterways. There's no evidence of that. So I asked Steve to. We're going to go out there in his little Ranger and just take a look and see where he believes this is coming in. I talked to the tenant who farms it. He said that he would let me know if there's yield differences or where he saw washouts. Obviously with the corn there, that's going to prevent a lot of standing corn, but I don't see any areas where there's a nice berm of vegetation going up to it. I talked to the engineer. They came down, they looked, they do not see anything, so I'm just going to go with Steve and take pictures and see what he's referring to, I guess.
Anybody else, anything for Brandon? Christina?
In front of you, I printed it off, and I'll be getting with the different boards in the city for the required training. This is a new state law. It's going to require open meetings training for any new officials or appointed board members as of July 1st. You'll have 90 days after your appointment to get this completed. Talk to Doug. We might try to do a large group one if you guys want to. Otherwise, you guys are welcome to sign up individually and just get it done. It cannot be more than 2 hours in training, so that'll be the max that you have to sit through something. I've already sat through the training myself. It is dry, but it is required. So if anybody has questions, I can get you signed up for that. Otherwise, I am working on the TIF and AFR reports coming up, and like Brandon said, I attended the league conference last week, and I was named president. So I'm the new Iowa League of Cities president. So, thank you.
So, She has 3 of them up here. Is anybody interested in doing them on the Saturday? I prefer not to be that one. The other one's on October 22nd on a Wednesday, right, Christina?
Correct. And these are all done online, they're not in person. There'll be more coming up there. I believe there's even opportunities for in-person if you really want to.
Do you know if there's gonna be more online ones?
Yes, yeah, they'll be continuing to roll these up. I believe the plan is at least 2 a month.
With a 90-day requirement.
Yeah.
That you have to do it all the time.
Yeah, we're gonna have it throughout the year.
How about we just wait till after the November election?
That's fine.
Maybe we'll do it then.
Yep.
So whatever.
Just kind of want everybody to realize that it's coming, and you're gonna have to do it, so.
It can't be done just like online individually, like.
You can, yep.
Oh, you can?
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
fine.
yep. If you want to sign up for one, and then you get a certificate, and I just need a copy of that certificate then to have on here and file at City Hall.
Good. Nathan?
I don't have anything tonight.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Christina.
Thank you.
I'd encourage people to check on what's going on at the Lisbon Library and Heritage Hall. There's a lot of programs. I was at one last week, and nationally renowned double bassist played with the piano accompaniment, and I hate to say how low the turnout was. The only other thing I have, I suppose Brandon's got it on his schedule already, is the sign at the end of my drive says no parking, needs to be moved further east to match the yellow curve. That's still on your list, right?
It's on ours.
Yeah.
Yep, not ran it, on mine.
Not a real pressing item. That's all I have. Thank you.
Kevin?
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't have anything. Meeting adjourned.